Okay, off for the Festive 500, day one. So it's Christmas Eve, it's raining outside, it's a bit dark, and my heart is not in this at the moment, but we'll have a go, The bike I'm going to take is the Mason. The difference here now are the wheels. What I wanted was a set of strong wheels I could use for more adventurous riding rather than sort of long distance road riding. So I bought these Hunt Four Seasons. So I bought a pair of Hunt Four Seasons, which there's one on the front, but on the back I wanted 32 spoke. So I've got a Four Seasons Superdura, which is 32 spoke. The reason I couldn't buy just Superdura, a set of Superdura, which is ideally what I wanted with 32 and 32 spokes, is because the 32 spoke for the front for the Superdura only comes with a hub, with a dynamo hub, which I didn't want. So I've just got 28 spokes on the front and 32 on the back for an extra strength, a bit more reliability, a bit more load carrying, maybe one day if I decide to put racks on or something like that. Anyway, by the by, and I've also now got these rather thick, well not that thick, 38mm specialized sawtooth tires. So the reason today that I'm riding this is to see how these tires perform, what they're like on the road, because I planned on taking these. I've got a number of routes I plan on using in the new year, up over Wales, over gravel and New Forest as well, and up on Salisbury Plain. So I want to see how they perform. Big issue with these, I did have the 38mm Panaracer Gravel King slicks, which were on my carbon version of these wheels. However, while they fitted on the carbon version really nicely, they were completely, just absolutely did not fit on these wheels. So the Hunt Four Seasons are a completely different set of tolerances to the Hunt carbon gravel wheels, which is really odd, which I'm not happy about. But anyway, so that's why I've got to have those on. And then my Hunt carbons, I've got these 32mm Gravel King slicks on them. 32mm ones fit nicely, the 38mm are the ones that don't. Anyway, alright, I better get going. This is 87 miles, so about 140 kilometres towards my 500 kilometres for the Festive 500. I'll speak to you later. Quick update, it's about 3 degrees, I'm at Boroughbridge, the rain has turned to drizzle, and all going okay. Yeah, it's not too bad at all actually. I was thinking it was going to be a bit worse, but I'm getting through the rain, actually really toasty and warm. Issues with the headset again, that feels loose, typical. Right through Bristol, I was thinking as I was cycling down, I'll give a little update on the Hunt and on the Mason wheels. On the Mason itself, you know what, I really like the bike. There's so much that I like about it. It feels more like you're sitting in the bike compared to my Canyon, which feels like you're sitting on the bike. I love the finish of the paint. I love the paint job. I love the finish for the aluminium where the welds have been done. I think the whole thing looks really good. But the issues I've got are, firstly, I had a little paint chip on here, which I've covered up with Hammerite. It's only a small one, but that was after one ride, so I think that is a manufacturing issue. That was one ride, a little chip somewhere that you wouldn't normally get a chip. The other issue I have is with the in here, and you can't really see it, but I've got that's insulating tape at the moment, because when you fit the wheel, the disc knocks into this far too easily and causes damage, and I had to do that 3 times now. I've had to put a bit of Hammerite on there to protect it, and then I've just taped it up for now. So I'm going to put some helicopter tape on there But that's just, I think that's just it's a really sad feature of the bike. You've got to be really careful. So now I'm just going to have to be really careful with it, with putting it in. The other issue is the headset. So I've had problems with the headset already, coming loose on rough rides. Today it's all been on roads, and yet that headset is loose again every time. I mean, so I'm going to have to contact them and we'll see what Mason say. So other than that, it is a really nice bike, and I had a few issues with the forks and fitting the mud guards, which they cleared up the problem there, but they could have been a bit more proactive and got the right bolts to me in the first place, knowing that I had one of their bikes. Yeah, so otherwise it's been okay. Hunt wheels, so I've got two sets of Hunt wheels now, the carbons and these. So I've got the Four Seasons on the front and then the Super Dura on the back. Aluminium. These are more comfortable, definitely more comfortable, and I'm really glad I got 32 spokes on the back. Issues I've had have been the tyres. So my Panaracer Gravel King 38 mils were a tight fit on the carbons, or you could almost flick them onto these wheels. So tolerances difference between two wheels from the same company. Right, this is how we do bike paths in the UK. I mean, we've got it nailed. Watch this, I feel so much more protected. And we're off. Just make sure we avoid all that horrible traffic onto the bike path there. There we go. It's good, brilliant. Oh, that's the end.
Washing line, we listens to a tuneful song, a blackbird or a tit. But on me vest and underpants, he scored a direct hit. Where be it blackbird too? I know where he be. He be up yon wurzel tree, and I be after he. Now I sees he, and he sees I. Covered if I don't gettin', with a gurping stick on knockin' down. Blackbird, I'll have he. Goes out poaching, creeping through the fields, with me old retriever following at me heels. If I aim me shotgun at a pheasant in the hay, that bloody blackbird's tart is rowing, frightens them away. Where be it blackbird too? I know where he be. He be up yon wurzel tree, and I be after he. Now I sees he, and he sees I. Wondered if I don't gettin', with an air big stick, I'll knock him down. Blackbird, I'll have he. How's the father? No longer can I sleep at night, get peace of any kind. That bird'll be the death of me, he's preying on me mind. If I chase him long enough, I'll get him by and by, and celebrate me victory with a big blackbird pie. Where be it blackbird too? I know where he be.
That's Wells. On the way home now, 25 miles and home, and that'll be 140k in the bag towards Festive 500. This is a nice road. You come out of Wells. Don't go down the main road heading south, but there's a big long straight. Hardly ever any cars on it. Just easy. A bit warmer now, although I've frozen up a little bit in that pasty shop, but getting warmer now. White van drivers, I don't like them. I know I shouldn't generalise, but just went past me. 90% of my close calls are white van drivers. Just went past me, and I felt his wing mirror on my arm. It pushed the material in. What a knob. Yet again, those white van drivers, don't like them. Don't know what their problem is. All about money. Right, 20 miles home, nearly there. Bivvy spot. Brilliant little camp. Awesome. Right. Let's go chase down that bad bike. Festive 500, day 5. So day 1 I went for a ride, day 2, 3 and 4 I didn't. Well, I tried to go on day 4 and I set off. I've been messing around with the bike the night before after about 3 glasses of wine, messed up the stem with a Garmin mount, had to come back, so I only did about 9 miles. Not very impressive, but I'll show you what I've done to the bike. Anyway, so today is day 5. I really do need to start cracking in the miles now. So I've now got the carbon hunts on with the Panaracer Gravel King 32mm slicks, and I've flipped the stem. Yeah, flipped the stem. I had a snag with the bolts up here, in that I put these spacers in the wrong place, so it all went horribly wrong. Didn't feel safe. Headed home early. I'm not too sure I like the angle of the Garmin there, pointed up, but like a bit of a ski jump. But so I'm not sure what to do with that. I might just get a normal Garmin mount. But I just want to see the comfort level that I get from the flipped stem, because it feels a little bit too much reach. And I don't need this to be a racing bike. I don't need it to look cool. I've got a bike that I'm quite happy going hard on in the summer. So this one here, I just want to see if it's any more comfortable and see what these wheels are like with the thinner tyres. Feel if it feels a little bit nippier. Let's wait and see. So about 80 miles up onto the Black Downs, then back down through Wellington, Bishop's Lydeard, up onto the Quantocks, and then back down and home. So 80 miles, and a coffee stop up at Dunkeswell Airfield, which is a really nice little place to stop for coffee. A really good one, and something to look at out the window, and then down and up the other end to the Pines Cafe, which I've stopped at a number of times before, up on in the middle of the Quantocks. Right, off we go. Standard P stop, but this setup, I have to say, it is real nice. I am definitely more comfortable with that stem raised up. Definitely more comfortable, and the wheels, what a difference. A different set of wheels, or really a different set of tyres. I think these Hunts, the carbon ones, are definitely a little bit more harsh, because I had 38mm on these before, and they felt a little bit harsh as well, compared, not too harsh, but they felt more harsh than those 4 Seasons. The 4 Seasons really were comfortable. But these are really nice as well. They just feel slightly different. Certainly nippier, and I think that's really down to these tyres. They're pretty lightweight, the Panacea Gravel Kings, for the size of tyre that they are, particularly the 38mm ones. But these 32mm, the whole bike just feels alive now compared to what it was before. I mean, it can't do the terrain that the other one was set up for, but yeah, I think it's a pretty good setup. This is a little bit weird getting used to having a stem flipped over like that, but I've just got to, you know, this bike is for long distance, and the idea is to be comfortable. So, but it is really nice. I'm actually really quite chuffed. And this is probably the setup that I'm going to use for what I planned this year, which is a ride through France and the Pyrenees, going from Santander up through, so get the ferry down from Plymouth, and then up through Santander, from Santander up through the Pyrenees and up through France. I got a couple of 400k rides planned, a bit of a bivvy, bit of a bothy adventure up into Wales, and then I got a couple of other big rides planned. Anyway, I like the setup. No mud guards though, but we'll be alright. Anyway, not very far in now, so I've got up to go up the Black Downs, so I've got about 1,000 foot of climbing, and then a coffee at the top at the airfield. Yeah, and the bike, what a difference going up that climb. Just felt like a whole different kettle of fish. It felt lightweight, it felt nippy, just a different bike. This is the bike that I was after, and I think raising the stem as well, flipping the stem rather, it was comfy before, but now it's ideal. I'm really chuffed that I did that, and I'm really glad that I got these tyres as well. Anyway, I've got about 15 miles to go to a coffee stop. Cafe closed. Gutted. Plan B. Cafe closed, threaders. Not having that cafe stop is a morale crusher. So the next pub I find, that's me. I'm actually starting to get a bit cold, my arms. The trouble with me is once I've frozen, I'm like a big turkey. I take too long to defrost. So I need to get somewhere to get some food, get some bit of warmth, and then crack on with the rest. I've got about 7.5 miles to go to Wellington, which is a good option. A little bit far. Anyway. 25 miles to go, so not far, but I've got to go up the Quantox. Yeah, and I know that climb, and it's a nasty one with some real steep bits. Or I can take the other route around it, over or around. I have to go over. I have to go over it. bollocks. It's going to be dark when I get back. Oh, 0.87 miles to the summit. That's from the course points. Nice little feature. I can see my W prime balance is 88%, which means 88% of my anaerobic battery is left, and it reckons that's going to last me 12 at the power I'm putting out now, 21 minutes, 260 watts. Nice little feature. I'll do something about that one day. It takes a while to set up though. Out the saddle. Halfway up this little monk. Oh, that's the morale killing page. .1134 cassette, 1:1 ratio. That's what I need. Okay, so that page shows me my ascent to next course point. So I know that's the set to the summit. 265 feet to go. 320 watts. Which ain't gonna last. 252 feet. Oh dear, this is hurting. Oh, there you go. A bit more morale. Oh, and the bike's doing brilliantly again. It is a different bike. Different bike. Exactly right. The right wheels, the right tyres, and that stem flipped. It's just, this is my long distance bike. Exactly what I was after. At last, just got to sort this head out. Although there's no movement in the head at the moment, so I'm quite happy with that. Let's see how it goes by the end. At work with all this div nav, glad I got some growly type tyres on at 23s, but got about 2 miles of single trail now. Unfortunately, a bit of road works has stopped me, so don't want to go back, so crack on. Anyway, that's it, that's day 2 done. That's another 80 miles, I'm at about 180 now. I need 313 to get the 500k. So I've got 133 miles to go. Dinner with the in-laws tomorrow, so that's out of the question. So Sunday and Monday to smash it out. Hopefully. Right. Okay, day 8 of the Festive 500, last day. Left it till absolute last minute because I just wanted to spend a bit of time with the family yesterday, which meant I had to go up real early, 130 odd miles to do today. So I woke up at about 1 o'clock, got out of bed about 1:15, wide awake, so I cracked on. Set off at 2, down to Seaton. Yeah, down to Seaton, which is brilliant on the A roads, not a car in sight. So not particularly fast, but it's quite bumpy on the way down there. Down to Seaton, turned around, came back home. That was about 58 miles. And had breakfast, big bowl of porridge. Had a power nap, got warm, a couple of coffees, and then back out again. So now back up to Burnham. I don't know why I keep going to Burnham, but coast to coast effectively. And I've only got about 62 miles left to go, so should be no problem. Weather's pretty good, bike's been great. Another nice thing to do by going home was just being able to take off some of the gear I took. I took some extra gear just in case I had a big mechanical, but I can be picked up now, so got rid of all that. Yeah, and the bike has been brilliant again. No movement on the head tube, on the headset, which I've been really worried about. But I think just tightening up that bolt to 7 Newton meters, because I think it was about 4 or 5 when I got it, and that was straight from Mason. It's 4 or 5. It says on there 7 max, so I'll put it up to the max, and it's holding pretty solid. So yeah, I'm really happy with the bike. Now I've flipped the stem, although I'm getting a lot of grief from people at work about it. But I flipped the stem, more comfortable. I'd rather comfort than style any day. A couple of miles to Burnham now, and I swear I've just seen Matt Stevens from GCN, or used to be on GCN. I think he does some bits for Sigma Sports now. Looked exactly like him, and I was probably only 10 feet away, so I was pretty sure that was his face. I will check on flyby when I get back, but yeah, starting to get saddle sore, which I don't normally get on this bike. It's been really good, so I don't know if that's raising the stem, is putting a bit more weight on the saddle and less on my arms. Don't know, but it's yeah, a little bit sore actually. Anyway, Burnham next. Ooh, I'm struggling a little bit now. About to take a couple of Pro Plus. I'm falling asleep, and I've got quite a long way to go, and I stink. Nearly there. Energy wise, feeling much better now. Stopped in Wedmore, had a proper meal, not too much sugars, so actually after that I felt pretty good. I've just been cruising along. In one way my arse feels better in that it's not sore. In another way, let's put it this way, I've had too many electrolytes, but so it's been an emotional ride. Anyway, one hill to go. It's about a 4.5, well, today is going to be about a 6-minute climb, but and that's it, cruising home.